You may not yet be familiar with E-Verify, but employers use it to verify whether or not employees, citizens and non-citizens alike, are authorized to work in the United States. E-Verify works by matching worker information with the information in government databases. Hello, I'm Sandra Young. I'm speaking on behalf of the Office for Civil Rights and Civil Liberties at the Department of Homeland Security. During this program, you will learn about E-Verify, what it does, and how it affects you.
Is that everything?
Well, let's see. Looks like your Form I-9 is complete. Let's just review it one more time to make sure.
Okay.
Name, maiden name, date of birth.
Yes, that's all correct.
Good. What about your supporting documentation?
Well, my green card is still under my maiden name, so here's my driver's license and my social security card.
Well, great. Looks like everything's in order then. The last thing we're going to do is check your employment eligibility through E-Verify. Are you familiar with E-Verify?
Well, somewhat, I guess. I mean, I've seen the posters, but I don't really know anything about it.
Okay, let's start with a brief overview of E-Verify. I will enter the information from your Form I-9 into the computer, and E-Verify will match it to government databases. If everything checks out, your employment eligibility will be verified in a few seconds.
And if it doesn't?
Well, if it doesn't, it means that there's a mismatch somewhere that needs to be cleared up. But before we get into that, let me just enter the information into the system.
Okay.
All right. Well, unfortunately, a tentative non-confirmation was returned. It appears the information I entered doesn't match with the Social Security Administration's information. Perhaps it has something to do with changing your maiden name to your married name. In any event, all we can do now is go over your TNC notice and talk about your choices and your responsibilities.
I don't know. Will I be fired?
No. It's against the law for employers to take any action against you while you try to clear up the problem. So no, you won't be fired. In fact, if you're scheduled for training...
I've already started my training.
That's no problem then. While you work to fix this tentative non-confirmation, you have the right to continue your training and any other job-related tasks. You'll continue to work just as before. And as I mentioned earlier, this information is strictly private.
That's good to know. I really want this job, and I'd hate to start off with a mark against me.
Oh, I understand that. But now that you have a TNC, you have to read the TNC notice and make a choice. Either you challenge the TNC and work to solve the problem with the Social Security Administration, or you choose not to, and your employment will be terminated immediately, but you will be paid for the time you've worked.
Okay.
I'm guessing you want to contest it.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, let me register your choice to contest the TNC with E-Verify, and I'll be right back with some additional information. Just give me a minute, okay?
Sure.
Okay, that's done. I've printed out your E-Verify referral letter. The letter contains specific instructions and contact information, everything you need to begin resolving your TNC. You have 8 federal workdays to contact them to begin resolving this. And as you can see in the letter, you have contact information for Social Security and help numbers you may call. There are also websites with helpful information you may access online. But the important thing is that you understand it is your responsibility to follow up on this, because if you don't take any action, we'll be forced to let you go.
Yes, I understand.
And it's a good idea to bring your referral letter to the Social Security Administration, along with any other paperwork that may be helpful.
What you just saw occurred a few months ago. And let me tell you, it was scary to hear that the job I was so happy to have might be taken away from me just that fast if I couldn't resolve my issues with the Social Security Administration. Fortunately, I sorted everything out. Along the way, however, I learned several things. Employers must use E-Verify on everyone they hire, even U.S. citizens. Employers cannot use E-Verify on job applicants. It can be used only after you have been hired and have completed the Form I-9. Employers must treat all employees equally, and it is against the law for them to discriminate based upon someone's appearance, accent, or citizenship. Further, when you are hired, your employer must let you know that they use E-Verify. That means E-Verify posters have to be in plain view in your workplace. If you get a TNC and decide to challenge it, it is extremely important to understand that your employer cannot take any bad actions against you. Your employer cannot discriminate or retaliate against you for receiving a TNC. That includes firing you, putting you on leave, lowering or withholding your pay, or not letting you take training. And the last thing I learned, which was very helpful to me, was that I had many resources to support me. They were listed on the E-Verify referral letter, and a few are being listed here, again on the screen.